this episode of Tourette Syndrome from around the world, we're off to America with Jhonelle Bean. Check her out.
Hi, my name is Jhonelle Bean. I'm 27 years old and I live in America, and my family is from the beautiful island of Jamaica. My job that I do is I get to advocate for people with disabilities, which is super fun, super rewarding. I love the job that I have. And some things that I like to do, I like to have some fun. I like to hang out with some friends. I like to do a lot of stuff with the music, like singing, playing guitar, piano a little bit, and a couple other instruments just a little bit. I like hanging out with my puppy. He's super cute. And I also like swimming. And when I was younger, I used to do martial arts. I also have Tourette Syndrome, and I did not have my first tic until I was about 15 or 16 years old when I was in school. Although as a kid, I definitely did have some co-occurring conditions going on, some obsessive compulsive tendencies, anxiety, sensory issues, handwriting difficulties, different things like that. But I didn't have my first tic until, I was in high school at the time. And it was interesting because I was just sitting there, minding my own business, doing my thing in computer class, and I felt this kind of funny feeling on my neck for like a second, and then all of a sudden my head did this, like really quick, and I thought, that was a weird chill. At the same time that this happened, the person that was sitting next to me jumped back and said, "Oh my gosh, you look like you're possessed." So from the very get-go, the very first tic that I had, I was taught that society does not react well when you tic freely. Even though I didn't know that's what it was at the time, I was taught that society does not react well to that you should hide it, and that you should try to suppress it and not make it happen, not make it, be a thing for others to see. And so that was my first experience with tics in public in general. I know when I was in school, I kind of just tried to put up with it and deal with it in class. I tried to pay attention in class, but also tried to, not tic. And that is similar to if you have really had to cough and you tell yourself, do not cough, which I'm sure a lot of us have experienced. And it's a very uncomfortable feeling, and it just keeps building and building and building. So yeah, it was not fun. I definitely learned to not suppress my tics. I definitely didn't learn to not suppress my tics for a long time, and I did suppress my tics for a long time, or try to mask them, because I was still really young. I was still trying to figure out who I was in life and what everything that was happening with my body, like what was going on and what it was. Some of the tics I have include moving my head, blinking, moving my arm, types of humming, higher pitch humming, breathing tics, clapping my hands, banging on the table, stretching my back out, tensing my stomach, that clicking noise, all kinds. I definitely have more motor tics or movement tics than vocal tics, or tics that like make sounds. But I feel like within the past week or so, my vocal tics have been like louder and more frequent than they normally are. That's the other fun part about having Tourette syndrome is your tics kind of, they call it like wax and wane. Think of the moon. Sometimes it's more evident, sometimes it's not. Sometimes certain tics are more evident and others are not, and then they might switch off for something else. So right now, my vocal tics are kind of trying to take the forefront of everything that I'm experiencing. One of the things that I don't like about having Tourette syndrome is that sometimes it can be pretty exhausting. I've had times where My neck was really sore from ticking so much, moving my neck different ways and jerking it from side to side. I've had issues like with my eyes, like eye strain from hurting from ticking, as well as just things that you normally do throughout the day that already put strain on your eyes. It's like an additional strain on top of that. And yeah, I've had some pain meds, I've had some warming packs, trying to get some type of soothing eye mask or something for my eyes, because the muscles get tired. And if you're tired, tics do not just stop, but they'll still happen. Um, just because you're tired does not mean that they take a back seat. I think that's one of the things that I don't like about having Tourette syndrome. And another thing would be, of course, I guess more another thing I don't like about society's reaction to Tourette syndrome is people really judge, um, especially if it's, something that they don't understand. If you're a person of color, you're stereotyped to something else instead of a potential neurological condition. um, I don't like people's response to, oh, you have Tourette syndrome. That automatically means that you can't do X, Y, Z, which is not the case for everybody. And they think that that means that you're just gonna cuss them out and flip them off, even though that is a tic that people can have with Tourette syndrome. Like 10% of people with Tourette syndrome have that tic. But because of the media's portrayal, they make it seem like that's the only thing it is, and they make it seem like it's behavioral, and it's not. It's involuntary. Um, so it's neurological. It's something that your brain just tells your body to do, and it just does it. It's not. It's not behavioral. It's not me trying to do that to offend somebody, or it's not me, sitting here taking throughout this whole video just for fun. This is just what my brain is sending signals to my body to do, just like it would if you had to cough or sneeze or hiccup or burp or anything. It's the same thing. It's just tics, not burps, if that makes sense. Of course, if you're ticking in public, not everybody's gonna automatically assume that that's what you're doing, and that can sometimes lead to some pretty interesting and funny situations. One time I was at a different job, and I was in the room. I worked with kids, and during their snack, one of the kids was watching a kids video with kids songs on it, and some other staff were in the room, and I sat there to have this tic where I bop my head side to side a couple times till it evens out, and the person, like the other staff member, thought I was dancing, and so she said, "Oh, you must like this song, huh?" It was a kid's song, so not really. And I realized she thought that I was like jamming out to the music. So I just said, I didn't feel like explaining it at the time because it was so random. And I just said, just like dancing. There's different situations you get yourself into like that. There's been other times that I've clapped, and people thought that I was like cheering them on, and I don't have the heart to tell them that no, it's just a tic. But you just let it be, and yeah, there are some kind of funny moments to happen when people don't realize that you're ticking. The thing that gets me through life, dealing with Tourette syndrome, is number one, my faith, and number two, just knowing that I'm not alone. There's other people out in the world with Tourette syndrome. I mean, there's a whole series that's happening right now on people all over the world with Tourette syndrome, and I had the opportunity to meet some people back in May of 2022, and I had a wonderful experience. I got to meet some people that I had somewhat met and talked with online and connected with because we had Tourette syndrome, and other people that I had not yet met, but we instantly felt like friends because we get it. Like, there was no need to try to suppress my tics or try to mask them and make them seem like I'm doing something else. I was just able to be me, and they were just able to be them. And it was such a wonderful experience. And if you or anybody you know has Tourette syndrome or another condition, I definitely recommend finding other people that are experiencing the same thing. Because even though everybody's journey is different in some way and varied, it's just nice to know that there's somebody else out there that gets it. And you feel understood. And yeah, that's definitely what helps me the most during this time and kind of inspired me to continue to, advocate and spread awareness about Tourette syndrome and what it is and what it isn't and what it could look like. So that's definitely my advice. If you see somebody out in public with Tourette syndrome or tic disorder, my advice to you would be, if you see them and you happen to make eye contact, you can smile and wave. Something as simple as that can help ease the anxiety of the person that is ticking if they, might be trying to subconsciously suppress their tics or feel like people are staring at them and are judging them. A nice smile and wave can help them feel better. And I would also say that imitating somebody's tics or trying to trigger their tics is not the best idea. Don't do that. It's just better to continue to, if somebody's ticking while you're talking, you can just continue to talk. Of course, if something happens, I've had people say like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just ticking," and that's fine. Common courtesy to ask somebody if they're okay. Once you know, then you can just kind of continue. You don't really have to point out every single tic unless the person wants you to, but that's personal. That's kind of something you ask them once you've got to know them more than just meeting them for the first couple times. So that's my advice. Be friendly, smile and wave, and just continue on as if, somebody coughed. You don't really stop it for every cough or every yawn. You just continue on. Same thing. It definitely can make a world of a difference.
If you loved hearing from Jhonelle, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know if you learned something new about Tourette syndrome. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.